What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the MOC Spotlight, where we take apart what you build. For today's episode, we'll be taking a look at Toa Uxar, created and posted to our message boards by prpldragon. And now, before we get started, let me remind you of my method of reviewing, which involves a point system that is based on 3 fundamental attributes: the overall appearance of the MOC, the build of the MOC itself, and the concept and ideas behind the MOC's creation. Each quality will mount up to 5 points, leading up to a final score that will be determined at the end of the episode. And please remember that this is all based on my opinion. So let's get this started. Now, what we have here, folks, appears to be some sort of dragon robot hybrid. It's standing upright on 2 legs, because, you know, dragons don't really do that. And it's got the proportions of some kind of humanoid figure, but it also has what I would say are the characteristics of a dragon, such as the big wings, the big head, and these strangely shaped legs. It also seems to be a fairly simple design, not too much detail thrown onto it, and not too much greeble, but it still looks pretty cool. But I gotta say, you know what isn't too cool is this weird gap in the center of the chest. Like somebody just ripped the dude's heart out. And another thing, this silver armor piece just kind of sitting here on the belly. Why is he here? Why is this the only piece of armor that the dude has on his whole torso? This is a bit of some odd placement here. But hey, speaking of placement, overall I gotta say that the color scheme is handled quite well, as Toa Uxar here appears to be mostly green and transparent green, with a good bit of gray and silver armor covering up some parts of the body, including this belly. Again, this is weird. And aside from that, it looks like the MOC could use a little more solid green here and there. It seems as though the amount of transparent green is a bit overwhelming. I think it's a bit odd to only have this small amount of solid green here in the torso. And of course, we gotta mention the big pink elephant in the room. And no, there are no pink parts on this MOC at all, but there is a presence of the infamous red axles and blue pins, which practically stick out like a sore thumb here on the arms and the feet. How could you, Purple? How could you? I expected better color management from you. But hey, not to worry, this MOC's got a good bit of redeeming factors to it. I mean, these wings are very nice, and probably my most favorite part about this MOC. They give it a very unique silhouette and a distinguishable character. And as strange as this head really is, the whole MOC's build and physique seem to fit quite nicely. Like, I got no problems here. It doesn't look too awkward or out of place as I probably would have otherwise expected from this head. Now, enough about looks, because looks aren't everything, because what really matters is what's on the inside, such as anatomy, bone structure, and all that good stuff. But yeah, in terms of structure, this MOC carries a pretty standard CCBS build. Pretty much your typical pop on a couple of bones together and stick some armor plates onto them. Nothing all too crazy or too complex, but fairly effective. Makes for a nice, solid build. And for what looks to be a limited part selection, gotta say, this is a pretty creative piece of work. It's nice to see that there's some waist articulation thrown in there, right alongside all other standard points of articulation. And it also looks like we have a bit of a function here in the MOC as well, here in the wings, which can expand outward in this, I guess, flight mode, or maybe even combat mode. Maybe these things double as weapons. And if you don't want them expanded out like this, you can also contract them back into this, like, folded thing on the arms. It's pretty neat. It makes the MOC feel more like an actual toy that can be both played with and posed around with. And I've got no real gripes with this build, all in all, other than it seems a bit too basic, but it's fine. The big idea behind this MOC was basically just to turn Uxar, the creature of jungle, into its very own Toa form, to make it look capable of doing all the things a Toa could do, such as stand and walk on 2 legs, wield opposable thumbs, etc., etc. And again, it does actually look to be some sort of creature, winged creature, combined with a humanoid figure, such as a Toa, as the results appear to have characteristics of both things. Like from Uxar, obviously you got the big head and the wings and the color scheme, and then from a Toa, well, you got the standing humanoid figure. Not really much else. There is a severe lacking of signature tools, as every other Toa that we've seen carries their own iconic tools. Like Tahu has his fire swords, Gali has her super flappy flippers and whatnot, and then we have Toa Uxar and his wings. And I guess you could say that the wings double as the tools, and that they are his signature tools. So with that, I raise you a good point. I do not have a rebuttal, but I don't know, I thought it was worth mentioning anyway. But hey, with all that said, I'd say the goal was well achieved. Looks like what I would pretty much expect from such an idea. However, I did find that there are some things that could be improved upon to just kind of flesh it out a little bit, because at the moment it looks more like a proof of concept rather than a final product. Like, the concept is established, it's clear what it's supposed to be, but I think I'm looking for a little bit more polishing before I can really say, like, oh yeah, this is definitely what Toa Uxar would probably look like as a Toa. I mean, you're there, you're getting there. I just think that there's a little bit more work that could be done. And that's pretty much all I got. So hey, small MOC, small episode. Though if I'm being honest with everybody, I am trying to get a little bit faster at this, just as like a personal challenge. So, let us move on to the final scores and wrap this all up, now shall we? In terms of appearance, this MOC receives a 4 out of 5. It's a simple design, but it looks pretty good. I'm loving the wings and I'm loving the colors, but I do feel like it could use a little bit of improvement here and there, because then it'd be great. And in terms of the build, this MOC receives a 4 out of 5. It's a pretty decent build that demonstrates a good understanding of how to use CCBS parts, play feature and all, but alas, I can't help but feel like more could have been done with this system. And in terms of the concept, this MOC receives a 4 out of 5. Simple idea, turn Uxar into a Toa, make him look like a Toa, and well, consider that goal achieved, but again, gotta say, kind of asking for a little bit more. I feel like there's a bit of untapped potential here, Purple, but only a little bit more. Because to be fair, a Toa creation shouldn't be anything all too crazy. And with all that said, we are left with a final score that adds up to a 12 out of 15. Aha! Ooh, gotcha. Bet you guys thought I screwed that up again, huh? Nope, not this time. Not today. But anyway, 12 out of 15. Which I gotta say, seems like a pretty fair score for this MOC. It's what I'd say is above average, meaning there is still room for it to be much better, but hey, for what it is, you did great, Purple. Great job, congrats for making it onto the MOC Spotlight, and I do hope to see more out of you. Same goes for you viewers, please post to our message boards at board.ttvchannel.com. Check out the LEGO Creations category where you are welcome to post your own LEGO creation of any kind, whether it be system, CCBS, Technic, any sort of LEGO element. And in doing so, you will earn a very high possibility of being featured on the MOC Spotlight in the future if I deem it very creative or interesting enough to take a look at. So please do your part, I'll do mine. And for now, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.